Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, I want to share something deeply personal, a story about love, loss, and the unexpected twists life can throw at you. It's a story about my ex-girlfriend, the one who left me when I had nothing, and what happened when she came back into my life. Let's rewind about 5 years. I was in my early 20s, full of dreams but with an empty wallet. I was working a dead-end job, barely making enough to cover rent and instant noodles. But I was happy, genuinely happy, because I had her. Let's call her Sarah. Sarah was my everything. She was vibrant, ambitious, and had this incredible laugh that could make any bad day better. We met in college, and for a while it felt like a fairy tale. We'd spend hours just talking, dreaming about the future, planning all the places we would travel and the life we would build. In those moments I felt like the richest man in the world. But dreams don't pay bills. As time went on, the financial pressure started to build. Our dates went from cheap restaurants to just staying in because that's all I could afford. My car was constantly breaking down, and I couldn't afford to fix it properly. I saw the frustration growing in her eyes. The conversations started to change. When are you going to get a real job? She'd ask. My friends' boyfriends are all taking them on vacations. Each comment felt like a small paper cut. I was trying. I really was. I was applying for better jobs, learning new skills online late into the night, but progress was slow. I felt like I was failing her, and that feeling was crushing me. The breaking point came on her birthday. I had saved up for weeks to buy her a simple, delicate necklace. It was all I could manage. When I gave it to her, she just stared at it. There was no joy, just a quiet, profound disappointment. Later that night, she said the words I had been dreading. "I can't do this anymore," she told me, her voice cold. "I love you, but love isn't enough. I need stability. I need a future." She said I was holding her back, that she deserved more than a life of struggling. And just like that, she was gone. I'm not going to lie. Her leaving shattered me. It was the lowest point of my life. I felt worthless, abandoned, and utterly alone. For weeks I just went through the motions. Get up, go to work, come home, stare at the ceiling. The silence in our tiny apartment was deafening. But then, one day, something shifted. Her words, "Love isn't enough," kept echoing in my head. And I realized, maybe she was right. Not about me being a failure, but about the fact that I needed to want more for myself, not just for someone else. That pain became my fuel. I channeled all my heartache and anger into building a better life. I took every extra shift I could, saved every penny, and enrolled in a certification course for a high-demand tech skill. I stopped going out and poured all my free time into studying and working on small freelance projects. I was running on caffeine and pure determination. There were nights I wanted to give up, nights I missed her so much it hurt, but the memory of her disappointment was a powerful motivator. I wasn't just doing this to prove her wrong. I was doing it to prove myself right. I deserved a life where I didn't have to constantly worry about money. Slowly, things started to change. The freelance gigs got bigger. My portfolio grew. After about a year of relentless grinding, I landed an entry-level position at a tech startup. It wasn't a huge salary, but it was more than double what I was making before. It was a start. From there, I just kept climbing. I worked hard, learned from my mistakes, and always stayed hungry for the next opportunity. Over the next few years, I moved up the ladder, started my own small consulting business on the side, and eventually, I found myself in a position I had only dreamed of 5 years earlier. I was financially stable, confident, and most importantly, I was happy on my own. I had built a life I was proud of for me. I even started dating again and met some wonderful people. Life was good. Then, about 3 months ago, my phone buzzed with a text from an unknown number. "Hey, it's Sarah. I know it's been a long time, but I saw your profile on LinkedIn. You're doing amazing. I've been thinking about you a lot. Can we talk?" My heart stopped for a second. It was like a ghost from the past had just walked into the room. A million emotions washed over me: anger, curiosity, a strange sense of victory. Against my better judgment, I agreed to meet her for coffee. When I saw her, it was surreal. She looked almost the same, but the spark I remembered was gone. She told me her story. She had dated a wealthy guy after me, lived the life she thought she wanted, the fancy trips, the expensive gifts, but it was empty. He was controlling, and she wasn't happy. They broke up a year ago, and she said she realized that what we had was real. She told me she made the biggest mistake of her life. She said she was immature and didn't understand that success takes time. And then came the words I never thought I'd hear. "I miss you. I was wrong. Can we try again?" I sat there listening to her, and I felt nothing. The old sting of rejection was gone. The desperate need for her approval had vanished. I looked at this woman who had once held my entire world in her hands, and I saw a stranger. I calmly told her that I was a different person now, and that the man she left behind didn't exist anymore. I explained that she didn't break my heart. She ignited a fire in me to build myself up. In a strange way, I was grateful. Her leaving was the catalyst for my greatest transformation, but I couldn't go back. The trust was gone. The foundation we had was built on a love that she herself admitted wasn't enough. I wished her well, paid for the coffee, and walked away. And as I walked, I didn't feel sadness or regret. I felt peace. I felt free. I had finally closed a chapter one didn't even realize was still open. My value was never tied to my bank account, and her return proved that. My worth comes from my resilience, my character, and the life I built with my own two hands when I had nothing but a broken heart to start with. So, if you're going through a tough time right now, if someone has made you feel like you're not enough, let that pain be your motivation. Don't do it for them, do it for you. Build a life that you are so incredibly proud of that you wouldn't trade it for anything or anyone. Your comeback is always stronger than your setback. Thank you so much for listening to my story. If this resonated with you, please leave a comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more content. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.